Well, hi everybody. Say I went to an implement store recently and found this wood chipper and ended up bringing it home. Definitely an impulse purchase here, but I've seen them online for about $1,600. Found this one for about $1,200, brand new, never used, and I thought I'd take a chance at it for that kind of money. A little concerned about the PTO horsepower in the 1025, but we'll see together how it works. I took it inside, took it all apart, inspected the flywheel and the blades to make sure nothing was chipped or damaged. Those are reversible knives there. That's going to be very nice. Gave everything a big shot of grease, including the U-joint, and grabbed a handful of shear pins, and we're ready to go out and try it out. I also wanted to show you something my buddy built for me. It gives me a 4.5-inch lift on the trailer ramps. It's just two byproducts there. And this isn't the best example, but when I use the pulverizer, the soil pulverizer, it really helps. Just shallowing those ramps by 4.5 inches makes a big difference on the clearance. So I use them quite a bit. They're very handy to just throw in the truck and take along. Something else I wanted to show you is my driveway. And this was a big consideration on why I bought an 18-foot trailer, not a 20. My driveway changes direction about 160 degrees, and it gets a little tight. But with a full-size pickup and the 18-foot trailer, I can get around it just fine, except that rear corner, that leg back there, it grabs on it. Next year I'm going to fix that, and it won't be a big deal. But that 18-foot's about all I can get up my driveway. So here we are. We're heading down the highway. You'll notice I put the chute downwind, and I always tie my seat down with a wire tie so it's not bouncing around. I'm surprised at how easily it does that. We're going to go across the Mississippi, and we're going to look south. Wasn't it Mark Twain that wrote, the Mississippi is too thick to drink and too thin to plow? It's a great river to recreate on, but I thought you might enjoy that. All right, we're in Illinois now. We're going out Blackjack Road towards the Chestnut Ski Resort area. Out there, he's got a couple of piles of brush to chew up, so it's going to be a perfect job for this new wood chipper. To put in perspective, that pile there is about the size of the 1025, and that one's about a tractor and a half. So here we are, all set up. I wanted to point out one thing that I learned the hard way was start the tractor, get off, then engage the rear PTO to run the wood chipper. I tried to do it the other way, and it always stopped until I figured it out, and that works good. So start it up, get off the seat, engage your PTO, and ramp it up to the RPMs. So I'm just reminding us that the PTO horsepower for the 1025 is 18 horsepower, and it seems to be chewing through this very nicely. Just for safety reasons, I've got hat and gloves on, ear protection, and I'm the only one that's going to feed the machine. Just for grins, I tried to pull a branch back once, and it's really hard to pull. I can't imagine getting your hand, a glove, or your jacket down in there. So having one operator, I believe, lessens that risk of somebody getting hurt. Now, this branch is fairly good size. My rule of thumb is if it's as big as my wrist, I'm going to throw it on the wood pile, and anything below that will run through the chipper, and it's keeping right up. We're blowing the wood chips underneath the spruce tree there. We'll use that for mulch around that, so it's real convenient. Once it gets hold of the branch, it usually pulls it right in. You have to maybe give it a little push sometimes. Here's a larger piece. It's about the size of my wrist, and that goes right through there. So it chews it right up. Again, I couldn't imagine putting anything bigger than your wrist through this thing. Why would you do that? At least in my operation, I'm not going to do it. So we continue to chew that pile up and blow it underneath the spruce tree there, and then we're going to move on to the other pile here in just a second. Now we're at our new location, chewing up that first pile I showed you, and to shorten up the video a little bit, you're going to see the pile grow big and bigger and biggest. This didn't take too long to get through it, especially with 4 people feeding me and into the machine. So we turned that brush pile to that pile relatively quickly. This whole project We probably got there around 8 or 8:30, and we were on the road by noon. Not much left, but just to clean up the wood chips and take them back underneath the spruce tree there. You know, there's a video channel out there from Dave Knows How, and I really agree with the statement he made recently. Having a tractor is a lot of fun because you get to help out friends, and I really agree with that. This guy in the video here, I've known him for 50 years. He'll do anything for you, so it's really nice to be able to return those lifelong favors. So a little hand clean up here, and away we go. One thing nice about the 1025, it really doesn't tear your yard up. So back on the trailer and down the road we go. I remembered to tie the seat down, but you can see I didn't reverse the chute, but it made it home okay. But now you're looking north across the Mississippi River, and there's the American Queen Riverboat. There's some facts I thought you may enjoy seeing. Cost $65,000 or $65 million, excuse me, in 1995 to build. Well, back at the shop, I blew everything off, and I wanted to open that hood up again and take a look at the knives and the flywheel and see how everything did, and I couldn't have been happier. Really turned out nice. Blade still nice and sharp. All the bolts were tight. Very satisfied with it. So very happy for the cost of this machine. It's going to do everything I need. So put it back together, finish wiping it down, and get it stored away for the next mission. There's those carts I like to use. Put it away in the corner, and away we go. Hey, I got the fun meter installed in the 1025. Watch for that video coming soon. We'll see you in a few weeks.